It's me, that boy again. It's your pal Shilova-kun here. Of course you know that, because that's why you came to my channel. I was just being ridiculous. Did you like it? Did you laugh? No? Okay. So, I was playing the DLC of Little Nightmares, but I couldn't see. It was too dark because the sun is shining its big, bright dick right into my bedroom window. Since I don't normally stream this early, it's become a problem. So I was like, I need to play something that's bright and colorful, and doesn't involve me trying to see the screen to avoid imminent death. So, I can't die in Phoenix Wright. So we're gonna start episode 5, Rise from the Ashes. This case is so good. Look at that. DS exclusive case. Super cool intro. A 3D model, gasp. What the? 2 steps, 2 killers, 2 murder. It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. February 22nd, 10:02 a.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow. Who are you? It doesn't matter who I am. It only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney, Mia Fey. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? Sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. So, you are the coffee boy? I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. Wait! You're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yes, that's correct. My throat is still kind of sore from fun karma-ing too hard. So, bear with me. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief, then. You're better than nobody. Sorry. I'm afraid I'm not taking any cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney? Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry. You'll just have to try elsewhere. Please! I'm out of time! But please, you have to help. It's my sister. Oh, it reminds me of Maya. Maya? Could it be? Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Sky, and I am a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? Emma, was it? So, you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just... you seem, kind of jumpy, or maybe just young? Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? I'm set to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known, at my age no less. So what exactly is your current position then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. But I'm ready to do my job, at my age no less. Great, another future professional in training. The parallels are astounding. ask you about this first. So, you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up, then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigations should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah. Sure can't fault her for a lack of enthusiasm. But if this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. So, what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it! She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. So, it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. And there's a witness? Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Okay, alright. I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but... That's interesting. How would she know Mia? Relation to Mia. My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school. So they went to the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And, well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. Alright. Then, to the detention center. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am. It's just your sister. No excuses. Or did you not want to raise this here? Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? Hi, Lana. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing. Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry, what exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. Wait, you're a prosecutor? Two sisters, one a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana, I mean, they're just like... Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Something you should know from the start. Which is... The suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? Wait, but the suspect is... Me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 21st, at 5:15 p.m. That's quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. That was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car trunk? Classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed, as it were. Well, that's just great. The victim. So, who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. A detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By... you. Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What, Mr. Wright? What does it mean? Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. So, you're the chief prosecutor. That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do their job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. That's an awfully large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, hang on one second. Okay. Oh, this? I cut myself by accident. When I stabbed him, that is. Huh? I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma told you that too, did she? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way down here from his office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Although he seems to have a little in common with Mia. Hey! It was in law school. I was in my 3rd year and she was auditing the class. She was different than the other students. Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Lana was top of her class in school. I was the best there was. Oh. I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. It sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright, excuse me? As you can plainly see, I am admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say there's no way you can take this case. None. But Lana! Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. So how can you say you did? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana! Mr. Wright? Yes? I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you. Huh? You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed, after all. The case is over. Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Lana's confessed to the crime, yes. But something doesn't fit. Oh, sorry. One second. It's that look in Emma's eyes. Sorry, I thought I was done. Oh my god. Okay, one second. Yep, okay, good. There's something else going on here, and I'm gonna find out what. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? About what? My sister. She's not always like that, you know. I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everyone liked her. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... Well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something in there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Well, let's go check out this underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Oh, okay. This is Emma's song. Yay! We don't have Maya's song. Miss Maya. And no, Maya's not in this case. Maya's gone. Maya's not coming back until the next game. But don't worry, because after we finish this case, we will start the next game. Underground parking lot. So this is the lot where it all happened. Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey, everyone, keep up the good work. Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they're going to be my co-workers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. I'm trying not to stand out too much here, see? You expecting to go unnoticed around here, partner? Partner? Fuck yeah. What do we have here? It's McCree. Looks like a bambina got lost from the ranch, and it's up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep the doggies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall! Marshall looks more like a sheriff to me. Looky here, Bambina, I know how you feel. But this is my gang's gold strike, see? Strike? This is our claim, our territory, with a mother load of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want it? What's this guy talking about? You head along home now. Happy trails, Bambina. What, in the Tar Nation? Was that, Ombre, friend of yours? Kind of, sort of. Yeah, he's a detective. Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. Yeah, from now on in the series, the characters are gonna get weirder and weirder, and I love it. There was something to look at here, no? Look, a door! This must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. No, it won't open! A mysterious lock. I fail to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Now, let's finish our investigation first, shall we? What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer. Wait! What are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. Wallet. A foldable wallet found at the crime scene. There seems to be something inside. I'm called to duty already. And at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? By the way her eyes are sparkling, I can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay, now, look at the court record. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Yeah, from now on, we actually get to examine evidence! It's awesome. Yeah, the series evolves from here. Oh look, I think there might be a clue here. You should check it out. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID 584-218-9. See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful? I guess, though I don't see what science has to do with it. Goodman's ID added to the court record. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. I guess I gotta be on my toes from now on. Yay! Oh, Maya's not here to do it. Ha! A ladder! That's a step ladder. What's the difference? In scientific terms, please. Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. This all seems horribly familiar somehow. Every game, every time there's a ladder. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears. No, my ears. Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure. What is she babbling about? Hey, what did you say? See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water. Wait, I know! This wall is merely a facade, hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank. I fail to see how that makes any difference either way. Slide. Oh, look at that. A cellular telephone. Well, no time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff? Like I said before, this here's our claim. You best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Ah, scary! Can you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Well, the little filly's got a good nose on her. Wanna know who rides that Mustang with the blood and with the body in her saddle, huh? Please! No problem, partner. About time for victuals anyway. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prospector's office. Might just find you a cerveza you like. Cerveza Spanish from here. Prospector's office? What does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter? Note to self. Look up Vittles, Saloon, Cerveza. Maybe we should check room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like. Just keep your paws off a plane. Right. Great. Great. Maybe there's some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out. Us? Huh? What's this? She couldn't be... You're selling lunches? Here? This is a crime scene. Hello, half and half, was it? Thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passersby. Or are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days as the cough-up queen are over. Cough-up? Huh? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of the detective. What? A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Please, cough up queen. Tell us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, ma'am. Yipes, she means it. The case. Somehow I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Destiny? What was yesterday's special for some reason? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. Evil ones? Prosecutors, they have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. And yesterday they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors' convention yesterday. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Young miss. Mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the Cough-Up Queen. Ew! The most heinous of all the evil ones, the ones they awarded yesterday. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. What? Really? Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear, this lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. So, what exactly was it that you witnessed, Miss Star? It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Skye wield that knife so... Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still rings in my ear. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Skye's knife. Wait a second, you know Lana Skye? Of course. It's quite a feat, becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light. Now, why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Star? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No. Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind that you can only tell someone who has tried General Tso's Trilobite lunch set. Never mind. You win. I don't even want to appreciate part of a Trilobite's flavor. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass-walled booth? I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So, to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Star, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis. Not. Did you have a bad experience with a prosecutor, Miss Star? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Huh, perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kind of like 10-day-old clams in the chowder. I wonder if Miss Star has ever been involved in some legal trouble in the past. That should be a sure cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking, Cough-Up Queen. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. A defense attorney must be able to fight. How about you? Do you think you can win? How about tackling Lunchland's Pickle Supreme Lunchbox? Wow, it's really crunchy! A box of pickles? Kind of a sad lunch if you ask me. She sells bento boxes. About this card. Lunchland vendors only accept cash, no cards. Especially not a card belonging to someone else. No, this isn't a credit card. It's an ID card. It belongs to a detective. And you're showing this to me, the lunch lady? Why? That's like showing a fine honeyed ham to a detective. Why do I always feel like I'm being mocked? Because I'm always being mocked. Let's go to the High Prosecutor's office. This is the kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really. Thanks. Look, there's a trophy or something here. A trophy? What, that shield? It takes real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. That voice! Hey! It that boy. Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth! You know him from somewhere? Of course! I'm his biggest fan! My sister introduced us once and... Right. Her sister's the chief prosecutor after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you. I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No. Did I? No. It was just Mr. Wright here. Hey, don't blame me! We're here to investigate a murder case. Murder? body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot. That would be my car. What of it? What? Your car? I'll say one thing, she certainly can't scream. I can't. So the body was found in your car? Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean... Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then? Yes, sir. Emma Sky. It's nice to meet you again. Now that didn't sound forced at all. Ah, now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit it was a surprise for me too. To think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Anna Sky is chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be that prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You? Mr. Edgeworth? To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle that I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You heard the rumors about me, haven't you? How's Edgeworth? It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimonies, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are still some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy! Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But... Some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield? There's gotta be a story behind that one. Chief Prosecutor Sky, yes. We first worked together at a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago, I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. What? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? Just be specific, it was the knife that I kept in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. Edgeworth's knife, the murder weapon. Usually in Edgeworth's toolbox. Traces of victim's blood, no prints. Edgeworth? What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can you take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. And since you brought it up, well, I can't show you the thing. I once dreamed of being a defense attorney, a long time ago. What? You wanted to be a defense attorney, Mr. Edgeworth? If my path is laid clearly before me, I have no time to reflect on what might have been. Say, Edgeworth, I was wondering about this. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are you sure you should be showing that to Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, he'll take it for sure, won't he? I wish I could be on the same side as Mr. Edgeworth, but then my sister will be found guilty. If she sighs any deeper, I'm gonna start getting depressed. I've been wondering, what the hell is this? It has a big K on it. Prosecutors. Huh? What was that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors? It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So? What? So that K, that's... K stands for King? Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors? Kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. King of Prosecutors trophy, given to Edgeworth. King of Prosecutors at the PD on the day of the murder. Wow, this jacket's even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket? Right, I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. She's getting way too excited about this. My, what an amazing bouquet! Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that name somewhere before. And beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one! Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place, Wendy. Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? Oh, hell no. I don't think so. Oh, cute! What a pretty tea set! I go more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing! The drawer below it is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at this royal blend! What an exquisitely splendid concoction! There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. A work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy in the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection. Oh, strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. Hey, a chessboard! I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. Oh, what's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. Nah, it's nothing. Whoa, these are all case files? They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd. I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights. He must have someone to get him for him. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? He must study those case reports so closely. He's so cool. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. Okay, hang on 1 second. One second. Oh my god. Okay. Then let's show him this. So basically, this says that you were the best last year, huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, Wright. I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why's that? I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works. Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his award. For better or worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday? Okay, I'm sorry. One more moment. Had to take pills. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. 1 second. It's against my policy to discuss evidence with the defense, especially with you. He doesn't like you much, does he, Mr. Wright? Nah, which it's never personal. It's all about winning tomorrow. Day of the crime. Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was held at the police department. It's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield? I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Edgeworth's parking stub. Record of parking in the prosecutor's office lot entered at 5:12. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. The murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What, Wright? I'd appreciate if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Yay, this fucker. I love him. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere in the private missus? I'm Edgeworth. What is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Sky? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Sky? Sir? No, sir! No name of that kind, sir! Not in this report, sir! I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, but sir! I'm just following orders, sir! They told me to bring this to you! I wasn't aware of the particulars of your arrangement, sir! Give me your name! Yes, sir! Meekins, sir! Officer Meekins! Right, Officer Meekins. Take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month. But sir! I didn't know! Poor guy. Looks like he was absent the day they gave out brains and good luck. Right. Yes, sir! Ah, he got me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. He seems to have finally calmed down at least. February 22nd, the police department entrance. Whew, we're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me. It took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even bad. The police department, huh? I've only ever been to criminal affairs next door. Hold on. What's that? Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? Wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot. Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. Oh, he sure is running over here fast. Hey, pal! What are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why are you dancing over there? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Why not? Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Yes, well, no, come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her. But what if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? Oh, she's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Sky's sister. Whoa! The chief prosecutor's little sister! Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir! Oh, by the way,
You might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked.
Huh?
It's a sensitive issue with us these days.
So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe?
Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs.
Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time?
What do you mean, this time?
Then what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all.
It's true. We've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being let into criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of the prosecutors. They're not
I didn't read that right at all.
They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all.
None of you? I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd?
So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the badger dance down pat.
Isn't there anything else you could be doing?
The chief of police himself is directing his investigation, pal. An officer marshal was assigned to the underground parking lot.
Officer Marshall? Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy.
A patrolman in charge of a crime scene. It's unheard of, pal.
What's about this?
Hey, that's it. That's the king of prosecutors. Award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday.
Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe?
Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself.
Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken?
Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later.
Apparently he's forgotten.
But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award, even with all those naysayers in the prosecutor's office.
Naysayer? Oh, they must be because of the rumors.
Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive chief prosecutor to do such a thing? Oh, wait, I didn't mean, sure, of course, someone else really did it. Someone who must have someone who must really have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth.
The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? We have to find a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this?
Huh? Hey, pal, this is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that got me into so much trouble all the time.
They get me into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot.
Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman? Sounds familiar. Oh, nah, my mistake.
But didn't you work together with him in criminal affairs?
Whoa! Now I remember! Bruce Goodman! He's the victim!
That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? Detective, here's my attorney's badge.
You show this to me every time we meet, pal. Real men show their police badge, enough said.
I wish I had a badge. Even an ID card would be nice. Wait, speaking of ID cards, I found that detective's card, didn't I? In case I hadn't shown that to him already. So this ID card belonged to the victim.
He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman.
Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it?
Well, Detective Goodman should be at the police department yesterday. Should have been. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago.
Evidence transferal? Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but point is that Chief Prosecutor Sky called him out there to the parking lot.
Lana's confessing as much.
He's in a tough spot again.
Again?
Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond.
But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent.
Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's been whispering. They're practically shouting.
But there's no evidence against him.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always been unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people will be suspicious.
I had no idea who was under the gun.
Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for Chief Prosecutor's position himself.
What?
But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the Chief Prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this all for us. For all of us.
Damn, son. Damn. I was wondering about that.
What? Oh, the dancing blue badger? It's my masterpiece.
You made this, Detective Gumshoe?
The chief threw together some designs and I just did my thing, pal.
Nice work.
It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. And there's no switch, so it just dances till the batteries die.
Poor Blue Badger fated to dance until he drops. Oh, I didn't expect that joke.
And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know.
Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is... what was his name? The guy in the parking lot?
Well, that'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police.
Officer Marshall? Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something?
No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer from West L.A.
For a moment there, I wasn't sure.
Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this, and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe.
Even though Phoenix Wright technically takes place in Japan, so Marshall's supposed to be that detective who comes from America, but localization didn't do a good job of that at all. They tried to make it look like this is America, but it's not. But now we can investigate the crime scene. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere.
Just act like you're supposed to be there, and no one will look at you twice, pal.
Thanks, Gumshoe. He's the best guy. Looks like the investigation's still going. Oh, still here? Oh, hello. Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too. What happened to the security guard?
Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd.
Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. There's something I wanted to ask you.
The scene of the crime, a cold grave for men who've lost their dreams. And me, I watch over them as they sleep, dreaming of the desert's harsh judgment.
He's asleep. Well, should we show this hopeless case something to catch his interest? Would you mind reading this for me?
What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right into the spittoon.
It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate?
Gumshoe? Ah, that old cow dog. He holding a birthday party or something?
Huh?
Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation.
I think he just misread it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here?
No worries. This proves it's from Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Guess I better let you in then.
Hey, Night Slasher, welcome. Man, I've been streaming since this morning. You're the first person to show up. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right. He's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me. Hey, wait a sec. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher?
Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny.
Note so, police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore.
Yeet!
Now will you talk to us? Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim?
Good men always die young. Remember that part.
Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right?
Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there? Now, Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Star. One stab to the chest, a fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report. It's high noon. Death due to loss of blood. One knife wound. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all.
Nothing in common?
They apparently worked together on a case a few years back.
So there's no motive?
Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prospector.
But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, to this parking lot.
So it seems, like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. There it is, there's McCree. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective. You calling me out, they shoot you for that in Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy shooting detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth.
Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene?
Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina?
So why are you in charge?
No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping my eye out in the meantime.
That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least.
He's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, huh?
Edgeworth?
That cow dog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just, he don't realize it yet.
Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation?
Nani da fuck.
Goodman's autopsy report. Time of death between 4 and 5:30. Loss of blood from the chest wound. Wound was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. Single stab wound was found.
Alright, compadre, count to 3. Huh? You gotta do that if you're gonna draw evidence on someone. That's what we do in Texas.
Remind me never to visit Texas. That
5:12 p.m. Prospectors bright red steed came in the trot real slow like.
Trot?
My Madonna tells me that the crime occurred 3 minutes later. So it seems the chief prospector was lying in wait. Maybe waiting for her prince to ride in on his bright red horse.
So what you mean is, the killer intended to use Edgeworth's car all along?
Ah, toy shield suits the boy well. What exactly could you shield with that? A toy knife, maybe.
Officer Marshall, don't you have anything good to say about Mr. Edgeworth?
You don't like him, right? Well, you get the point. You know, when I was a detective, I got one of these.
Let me guess. Did it have a K for King of Detectives on it?
Hey, hey, they could use the same shield over and over.
Note to self, the prosecutor's office and criminal affairs are surprisingly cheap.
You know it, they've gotten cheaper with every passing year, I tell you.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
What's that? Some sort of police passport.
This is Detective Goodman's ID card, strangely enough. We found it a good distance away from the crime scene.
Good distance. This rat hole? If you want distance, get yourself to Texas.
Texas?
This is a tiny little crime scene in a tiny town with tiny little evidence. What difference does a few yards make, compadre?
Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas. There's no better way to study than hang out with the pros. You got a 1-pound standard that's solid chocolate? Oh, hell yeah! I'm jealous. That sounds super awesome.
I see your badge. It looks pretty round. Our badge is a star, a lone star shining in the nighttime sky. A beam of light illuminating evildoers who come in the dark of night.
Note to self, evildoers are weak against starlight. Hey, that's a sheriff's badge. Any new topics? Nope. Okay, we're gonna look around there. Yep. Now, let me look at that fucking phone. I missed. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Shall we check it out? Right, let's check it out. Because now we can... Oh, it's doing it for me. Reese's Peanut Butter? That's even better! Fuck yeah! I'm super jealous! I need to know where it was gotten from, so I may have. By the way, I don't know if I've ever asked you that, Slasher. Like, are you here in the US? I'm assuming so, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever asked you. This cell phone's still on the redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright? Most phones keep a record of all the calls that you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation. Whatever. Let's check this phone out. I live in Pennsylvania. Okay. Oh, that's right. I remember that. A long time ago. Wow. Because I said I went through Pennsylvania once because I lived in New York. Now to see who the owner of who the phone called last. Got it at Walmart? I was at Walmart 3 times yesterday. I didn't see any such thing. I wasn't looking for Christmas stuff, though. But that's good to know, because I'm going to look for it. Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Hey, that's the song. I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Ah! Oh, sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector Sky. What? It's my sister's? She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody, right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now, I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones. Ringtones. Oh, that? Oh, I'm sorry. That was my phone. What? Your phone? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you in that for Texas, partner. Uh-oh. I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Cell phone added to the court record. Also, I bought 2 new games today. Well, I guess. I got The Long Dark on PS4 because, again, like Subnautica on my PC, I'm probably never going to be able to stream it until I upgrade my laptop. So I'm going to be doing some Lone Dark after Subnautica. And I got The Outer Worlds because I'm so excited to play it. Because it looks like Dragon Age, but in space. It's downloading right now, and I'm probably going to play it tonight. Oh, show. I'm going to play Plague Tale here pretty soon. I've been waiting for the sun to go down so I can actually see the fucking screen. So, there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. Huh? And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall? Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's a-blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here, but who? Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and raging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? Those are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you followed the rumors about Edgeworth to the source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prospector Lana Sky. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all the cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals. What? You're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials?
Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it.
Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taking off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? Oh, there's some kind of big-ass conspiracy going on around here now. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, it's coming. My sister's cell phone.
Last time it was used was at 5:18, right after Goodman was killed. Maybe she was canceling her date for the night.
Why did Lana make that call? Am I supposed to investigate for, I guess, for the car? This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Man, he's messed me up because he keeps saying prospector. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams, I have money to burn.
Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks.
It is Edgeworth's car, after all. This rope, is it?
Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body.
So, wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You've got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. B block is through there. That's where visitors park. I can see the lunch line card over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy-looking steak. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy?
Just don't think too deeply about it, and you'll be fine.
Oh, hold on. I saw that. Oh, I saw two things now. An oil drum. Looks like it's filled with water. It's heavy. I can't even budge it. The drum over there is on its side. Wait, I know. I'll hide in there and do a stakeout. I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you might not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. What? I'm not suspicious. I saw another... Didn't I? Yeah. Oh. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. Look, something's written on it. You're right. Let's see. 67S 122. There's a name printed on that paper above that. Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self. For deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Victim's memo, found in the car trunk. So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So, you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana's confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma. Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids? The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. A detective is murdered, and the suspect is a top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. Sure don't, because this case is so good. The sun is still being a dick, so I might do the trial, because trial's the best part. And then I'll switch streams. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me. No no matter what the outcome, I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia, but there's one some difference between you and her, and that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. Ugh. I'll be all alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Yay, but we got Emma with us. Emma's in the entire series, too. She comes and goes, especially in Apollo Justice. Hopefully that comes to consoles.
Schmack! Court is now in session for the trial of Mission on Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path that I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is on our hands, not those of anyone else.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has been convicted of an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it on the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness.
Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cough-up queen?
Well, haven't I seen you somewhere?
You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
Oh, caviar! Oh, I've never eaten caviar before.
The judge is really wolfing it down. Oh, and for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
Oh, so this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca.
What the hell does pickled tapioca taste like? Yeah, from now on in the series, the judges will start getting funnier and weirder. It's awesome. All the characters are. Name, profession, now! Me, the name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us.
Well, the prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating.
Hurry it up!
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I'm a professional.
What exactly does that mean?
Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective?
I know who you are.
Cough up? Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Smack! Very well. You may continue your description, Miss Star.
Just who is this lady? If I may have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks.
I suppose that's to keep the visitors from taking up the prosecutor's spaces, yes?
The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who is this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Parking lot floor plans. Parking lot with Edgeworth's car. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright?
I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
If you can, then give me your worst, Miss Star.
Wait, are they talking about me?
Oh, Lord.
Witness account. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then, she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching.
As you can see, there's no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife, which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Later on, the game starts making references to pop culture and stuff, which is awesome. The first game, this was the first localization, so they didn't do too much of that, but the second and third game and the rest, it gets better. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenience evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator, and if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr.
I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend.
This boyfriend, he's the detective?
Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
Well, I'll stick with the lunches, thanks.
Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work.
You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder?
It felt like, how would you say? Ah, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
I have no idea what that means.
Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
A young cheese?
A pale white cheese, not yet tangy, tangy with the experience of the streets. A greenhorn.
Well, then I must be hard, yellow, and sharp as a tack.
Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car.
By a garish car, you mean?
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it?
Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you're sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. Oh, that was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism? I may be regulated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you? A prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Oh, well, this is most certainly the defendant. The moment of the crime was photographed by Angel Star. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Skye. So what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are by nature well-versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? Well, the defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes. The chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep her cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that! Right into his chest. Yep, well it was a chest wound, so that's okay. But if she's holding a knife in her right hand, there's no fingerprints. There's no fingerprints. And then here, there's no fingerprints because she's wearing gloves. It has to be something with that knife. It has to be. Sometimes, starting from now on in the series, sometimes you do have to go back and press them again on certain things to get new details. I don't know if this is one of those, but... stab wound was found. Let's see. We got the crime photo from her, so. If she thrust the knife, if she took the picture. Where are we seeing it?
Objection!
Oh my god, that worked. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Stab? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. Oh, well, I'm sure that's a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Oh, I guess, yeah, that's fine. Then why is Miss Sky not holding the knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. that had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing.
Objection!
And oh, Outer Worlds is ready. How can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph! Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you just gonna sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? Well, I'm not gonna say no problem. I'm gonna fight it. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony, namely that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Oh, she did say that. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, and you order seconds, and the problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Oh, good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing these gloves. Smack! These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. A witness, add this to your testimony. There we go. The murder was planned. Rubber gloves prove it. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Oh, impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show them that this wasn't premeditated. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we got a new statement. Every time. Schmack. Premeditated. Premeditated. How can we disprove it was premeditated? It's the only thing I can think of that I can.
Objection!
Oh yay! I don't know why, but yay. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell boxed lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case?
The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there.
The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, our prosecutor's bad people.
The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Why, it seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Oh, this knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're gonna plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon.
Wow!
Schmack! Order! Order! Order!
Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution needs to prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing...
Schmack! I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Angel's deduction. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge that knife in again and again. Oh, shit. You just fucked up right there. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning on killing the delivery boy? In any case, the French may now cross-examine the witness. I don't even have to cross-examine. You fucked up already. You fucked up already. I ain't wasting my time. Yeah. Again and again, huh? Too bad. There was only one stab wound. You say she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. Get him, Edgeworth. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, But take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound.
You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
What a hunk! He's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one noticed.
Well, witness?
You got the crime scene set, right?
Thank you.
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood, but now I realize that such mistakes are possible.
So, you're saying that you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify!
Her red muffler looks like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Was she wearing it? Was she wearing it? She wasn't wearing it. Fuck you.
Objection!
Man, bitch. Man, bitch. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation.
Objection!
The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or a muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. Thanks, Edgeworth. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be! Only a professional lunch lady would be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life.
Whoa, harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red, really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What?
Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth.
Play that music. There it is. That means we're getting him.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. Turberglin! Hey, Piranha Plant fan.
Oh, you're quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, knocked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, that one. A leopard woman. Rawr.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine if you will.
Oh, I know you didn't. Those oil drums were full of water, too. There's no way. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. So, where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means the wall next to the car. Oh, that's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details. Yeah? I'd like to see this on the floor plans. Like, she couldn't have done that because there's a gate there. The lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here?
Alright, that would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes.
Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right.
But there was a chain link fence in front of you.
I went over it, of course.
Amazing! The Coffin Queen, lunch lady athlete indeed.
It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she could have gotten my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Sky not get away? Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky! Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean... this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see your Mr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order. Oh, and so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? Schmack! You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. The word muffler was overheard during a call. I saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall, but had to use her cell phone instead. She couldn't have seen it. There's a wall there. There's a wall there. Can I prove that?
Objection!
Fuck yeah! Fuck you! Miss Star, I have to conclude that you are a fucking bitch.
Objection!
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought that you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Star, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it! What? Oh my smack! Oh, the order! I didn't smack. What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up bullshit! That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about... I mean, it should be what she saw. She lied about what she saw. In other words, she didn't see Miss Sky using that emergency phone. Well, it does seem hard to imagine how she could have. Very logical. What's the matter, Star? Cat got your lunchbox? Mr. Wright, I hate to bother you while you're celebrating your victory, but why would Miss Star lie like that? Huh? Why would she say that my sister had tried to use the phone, but failed? It doesn't make any sense. Why lie about something so insignificant? Oh, shit, she's right. I mean, maybe she really did try to use the emergency phone. She did see her. I see no room for that doubt there. Oh, it's from where she saw it, then. You ordered the patooey on rice, right? Mr. Wright, I thought you had something in there. Ouch. Okay, one more try. She lied about where she saw it. Miss Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it'd be pointless for Miss Star to even lie about it. Pointless to lie? I see. But say the witness actually did see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location. No, that's a pointless lie if I've ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Schmack! Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was your witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. The place from which Miss Star witnessed the crime was here. Probably the security room.
Take that!
This is the only place she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed. The security guard room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot.
Oh, she would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places she could have seen the phone.
Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember your testimony. You said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yeah? Well, Miss Starr? How many years have I been getting the better of men to think that the tables could be turned? Today a man has gotten the better of Angel Starr.
Smack! Order! Order! Witness, what have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better.
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense.
Huh?
She couldn't have just said that she saw the crime. She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands.
Objection!
It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason.
Smack! Oh, so tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright.
Huh? Me?
Oh, who else?
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said that she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would change? What would change? The angle of view to the crime, she could have seen the stabbing. Why, the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change.
The angle? What do you mean?
Well, the security guard station is on the second floor, and, she would have, sort of a more 3D view of the crime.
And this is important why?
Oh, I guess not. Well, I figure if she saw the phone, she didn't see the stabbing, because the stabbing occurred on the other side of the wall. That's where I was going with it. Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Ah, fuck. Okay. She lied and said she saw it from B block. What would change? What would change? Any thoughts from the gallery? I mean, it's 50-50. It can't be the lighting. Wait a second. That's dumb. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. Man, boy, let me tell you something. If they put Phoenix Wright in Smash Ultimate, my dick would fly off so hard they'd find it in China. Yes, please. Because, man, when they put Phoenix Wright in Marvel's Capcom 3, I lost my shit. I was a Phoenix Wright main, of course. Like, if he was in Ultimate Smash... God damn, I want him. He's on my list. He's on my list of most wanted. Fucking Nintendo, please. If he was in Marvel's Capcom, he can be in Smash. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see why that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Stark, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky?
Well, witness?
Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. Hey, I love squid. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend?
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. Before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. Phoenix Wright specials, if it's anything like Marvel's Capcom, he could hit with like a big objection bubble. He could have Maya come in for like a counter. That doesn't make too much sense now, but in the later games, you'll see. There's more moveset potential if you see the rest of the series, because there's more stuff that comes up. His recovery could be like he jumps on Detective Gumshoe's head and uses him as a footstool. That'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to look out for that as I play. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff he could use. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in B block.
Oh, that's quite a detour.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes?
Wow, this changes things considerably.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Oh, absolutely!
Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something! Do I have any evidence to stop this? Do I have anything that can stop this? Oh, man,
Objection!
5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest? Think about it! You can make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank? Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Well,
I guess I'd flee the scene.
Oh, hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone.
But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable.
Smack! Well, seems that we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright.
That was too close. Smack! I'm afraid that the Coffin Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned.
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid reels, right? You just had an idea for Phoenix's gimmick, court record, and evidence? Yeah, he did that. The thing he does when he slaps the paper when he's making a point, when he's talking, that was actually one of his moves in Marvel's Capcom. It was amazing. So like, yes, he could totally use evidence and stuff. We got different pieces of evidence. I think that's what he did in Marvel's Capcom as well. Just take his Marvel vs. Capcom moveset and bring it over here. That's the one she tried to foist off me. I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that?
Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes?
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Star.
Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Oh ho ho! A triple-decker!
Yeah, this funny. The first game, the judge is like super serious and doesn't say much, but starting this case and the rest of the series, he's like this now.
Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the lunchline motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time? I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
What? There was blood found on that shoe?
If Phoenix had a full amount of evidence, he would have a different final smash.
Yes! Yes! It'd be like, damn,
And then he does that thing, like, when he slams the desk and then it cuts to his face with the background all super epic, and he'd be like, objection! Or something like that, or be like, this proves you're guilty! And then the Smash characters instantly die. And it's a screen wipe! Why not? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Or it could be like Bayonetta's, or like when he goes into like Ace Attorney mode, it starts playing his song, and then you get to slap the characters with a bunch of evidence to build up a meter, and if you do, then you get the guilty verdict, and then they die. Witness, what is the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed. Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know that 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective, as I mentioned previously. This shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty solid. You could at least study some evidence law, really.
Schmack! The prosecutor's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. White enamel shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Sky.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Yeah, I remember the Yeti game. That Yeti game's been there in the last couple winter events. I think they leave it in... No, they don't leave it in for the Chinese New Year. But yeah, the winter and the Christmas events, they usually have that Yeti. It's pretty fun. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of vile lot known as prosecutors. The Phoenix windscreen is him rubbing his head while the character he defeated last stands in the cell hole in the bars. Yes! That'd be awesome. And he has to have one with Maya celebrating, like jumping around saying, "We did it!" with the confetti. That'd be awesome. And the third one would be him doing his epic point. That's his, like, that's like the symbol of the Ace Attorney series. Like a silhouette of him pointing and going, "Objection!" All dramatic. Yes. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This when the suspect is admitting she did it.
But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Mrs. Starr. Let's just get this over with.
And now, shoe. Did I not pick this up? And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime. I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with the shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really.
In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next.
2 types of blood were found in the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. So you brought it to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert.
She got away with her little coup because she was used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have blood stains on it.
Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there were 2 types of blood found in the shoe. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie? Huh? Well, speak up! Blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood.
That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types of with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA results. But they said there's very little doubt for it could be anyone's but Miss Lana Sky's.
Alright, sure, that's which blood was found on the victim's shoe.
That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that.
Oh, I didn't...
There's nothing sly about the lawyer using the law as a weapon. In any case, science is always on our side. Don't forget, scientific investigation is the wave of the future. Maybe I should investigate this evidence a little more closely. Does that mean I should look at the shoe? Oh, we haven't looked at the shoe yet. This blood, it's my sister's, right? It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime. Poor sis. But... Huh? There's blood on here too? On the sole of the shoe? It's gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. Oh, this blood, it's horrible. This blood might be an important clue. Yeah, there was no blood at the scene of the crime. Yo. Come on now. Come on, baby, what is you doing? Now it's a big deal. I didn't get to press this one. You can't say for sure that the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie? Well, speak up. Oh, it's the same. It will be him saying the attorney's ready, Your Honor, while being in the attorney's desk and then exiting the stage. Yeah! My God, I want it so bad.
Hold it!
I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish cuts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some, like your client, season of hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with the shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? Yes, there is. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish cut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Well, let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with the evidence. Take that!
I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Spectre Knight? I don't know who that is. Is that like Shovel Knight? I haven't played Shovel Knight yet. It's been on my list forever. I know my brother's a huge fan. He was happy, sad. I guess it was bittersweet when Shovel Knight was a assist trophy. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Or indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of the shoe?
Contradictory? Well,
you see.
There's no blood on the floor.
Oh, bam! The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood.
Then isn't it strange? Why weren't there any bloody footprints found on the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe. This picture only shows parts of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Schmacaroni and cheese! Order! Order! Well, witness?
What? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think.
Hey, I don't know why it's not in there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I give her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, that one. A leopard woman. Rawr.
I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do.
No kidding.
Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
No, it was full of water. Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in this lunchbox factory.
Witness, well, was your oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. The Grim Reaper Knight? Is that from Shovel Knight?
Water? What does that mean?
So don't get it right, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason?
You don't mean?
Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To wash away the footprints. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her.
Smack! Whoa, that ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she kicked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say that she cut herself when she stabbed him? But she was wearing gloves. I don't know if that... Well, I don't think it's surgical gloves. So that's when my sister blood got on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please!
What?
What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it. But...
Enough! There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky.
Jesus Christ! Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you just say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence.
Wait, don't tell me you have something else.
Objection! The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare me. The cough of queen. Look at this. Man, she had it. She's a stupid bitch.
A photograph?
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait, look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it's seems that this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up, off the asphalt. Take another look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time, I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand out my verdict in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at the photograph, the one last submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying that there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah? I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose when we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair share. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem with this photograph. The shoe didn't get wet. Could that be it? Well, it's probably here, don't you think? Oh, that's not it. Okay, no penalties, that's good. The knife. No, it's not the knife. Stab the chest. Whatever that is. There's something poking out of the car's muffler! Wait just a minute, Mr. Edgeworth? Your Honor? You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or a scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also a part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. Oh, I see. And I see! What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not gonna be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Well, let's see what Mr. Wright has. Let's see what he has in mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Because she said Lana was wearing the muffler for this. Well, Your Honor, how do you feel about that? Oh, actually, I don't feel well at all. I have this pounding headache. No, I meant, what do you think about it? I'm afraid the reason for the headache is you, Mr. Wright! Oh God, I'm getting too many penalties. That cloth was found in the car's muffler, right? Muffler, where have I heard that word recently? Muffler. Okay, alright, fine. The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Ugh. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence! No! Screech into the night! I just realized she has like one of those hot dog octopi necklaces. I like that. Oh, yes, it's from Shovel Knight. Okay, good to know. I haven't played it yet. I didn't know. Well, it seems that we have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I also want Gino from Mario RPG. God damn it, I'm dying for him. Or Mallow, I'll take either one. I find myself wondering about this piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. That was close. But we made it. At least for now.
Schmack! This court will be adjourned for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
He's still hungry? Yay! Okay, so now it's gone down. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this stream here. I'm gonna switch to either a Plague Tale, if my girl, who wanted to see it, is ready for it. If not, I'm gonna start playing The Outer Worlds. So excited. But either way, I will be right back!